Good morning, everybody. Let's go to page 63 in your textbook. I'll give you a couple of seconds to find it, and while you're finding it, you might also want to get your foldable out and your notebook open to take some notes down. Hooray! This is what we're talking about, proportional reasoning today. Okay, it's the last chapter in our glorious ratio, rate, and proportional reasoning, and it's sort of like the granddaddy that's going to hold it all together. Alrighty, let's move right into. No, that's not where I wanted to go. I want to go here. Here's where I want to go. F9. U. So let's think about proportional reasoning, shall we? Proportional reasoning, and this is what I took from that first page. So as you're reading that to yourself, just be thinking comparisons, part, width, length. Okay. All of this is going to come into play. Okay. We are going to determine proportions based off of what we already know. And it's going to look really similar to what you've already done this year. Think about equivalent fractions. 3/4 is 12 what? Well, shouldn't be all that hard to figure out. What do I do to the 3 to make 12? I'm pretty sure I'm going to multiply it by 4. What do you do to 4 to make it equivalent? I'm going to multiply by 4. And guess what, folks? 4 times 4 is 16. Are these two fractions equivalent? Why, yes, they are. 3 to 4, is that the same as 12 to 16? Why, yes, it is. And what about this? 0.7, sorry, this is bad writing on my part. 0.75, is that the same thing as 0.75? You betcha. Equivalent fractions, equivalent ratios, hey, equivalent decimals. Welcome to happiness. So let's put it into words. All right, 5 kilometers in 12 minutes. You can crawl 5 kilometers in 12 minutes. How far will you go in 48 minutes? Everybody, please pay attention. Just like with everything else that we've done in rate and ratio, you need to have some words. We have a kilometer. We have minutes. Okay? We have 5 kilometers. We have how many minutes? 12 minutes. How far in 48 minutes? Does the 48 go with kilometers or minutes? Oh, let's just look at that word right there, shall we? Put a 48 here, folks. 12 48ths. What do I do to 12 to make 48? I think I'm going to multiply my friend by 4. So if I do it on that side, guess what I need to do over here? 20 kilometers. And you would rewrite it as 20 kilometers in 48 minutes. Okay? Is that hard so far? I don't think so. So a proportion, and this is the first thing that I want you to really get down nice and neat on that glorious foldable of yours, is a relationship that says that two ratios or two rates are equal, and you can write it in fraction form. See? Fraction form. 2 over 3 equals 6/9. 2 kilometers in 3 hours, 6 kilometers in 9 hours. We could also, please, put that in a ratio table. Okay, 2 kilometers. This is your hours. 2 kilometers in 3 hours. 6 kilometers in 9 hours. Please note that the ratio table takes it from being vertical to horizontal. We are still multiplying by 3. Is that hard so far? A proportion is showing equivalent fractions. That's what you need to know. Equivalent fractions. You can do so many things with them. Method 2. Just find this in the book here, right? Make a proportion and show what you want to find. Okay? Well, this actually has come from, if you read up above it, I just need to find this for you before I run out of time here. Okay? It's come from this. Okay? Right here. Okay? Make a proportion. And it was talking about the cost of, make this nice and big for you. The cost of $11.58 for 2 kilowatts can be expressed as a rate of $11.58 for 2 kilowatt hours. Okay, we're just talking about what? Power. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to write it as a proportion. Now they've got it in a fraction. I'm going to put it in a ratio table for you because they both work. And look what they do. Okay, I have money here. I have $11.58. Sorry, my writing is absolutely horrible with this pen. And I have $11.58 is 2 kilowatt hours. But I need to buy 30 kilowatt hours. How do I go from 2 to 30? And all I did was line up my kilowatts. 2 to 30, I multiply by 15. I'm going to do the same thing over here, multiply by 15, and guess what? You get something like, oh, it's not $11, it's 11.58 cents. Excuse me, bad Harbeck. You get now 174 cents. If you want to write it, okay, as a ratio, you could write it as 100, or as, excuse me, as a rate, 174 cents per, or for, 30 kilowatt hours. Okay, all we're doing is creating equivalent ratios. That's all we're doing. Equivalent fractions, equivalent ratios, that's all we're doing. So look at this question, and I'm going to stop and let you think here for a minute. There are 72 players on 8 baseball teams. Determine the number of players on 2 teams and show how you would find the answer in more than one way. So right now, think decimals, fractions, ratio tables. How can you find how many players are on 2 teams? Can you please put that in your foldable? 72 players on 8 baseball teams, 2 players. Sorry, how many players are on 2 teams? And I'm going to stop the recording here, and we'll pick it up again on a second recording.